Hi guys, I'm Dr. Koh.
And I'm Dr. Ugonabo.
And welcome back to our channel. For our first episode, we'll talk about our skincare routine and also we'll address our skincare concerns.
Sure. So my skin is very prone to hyperpigmentation. I often joke with my patients that if they breathe on me too hard, I will probably hyperpigment, which just means that essentially any sort of, acne, pimple, rash, cut, scrape, anything I get, I know that it's probably going to leave some sort of a brown spot. And so it's really important for me to have a routine that both treats and actively helps prevent hyperpigmentation. I also have combination skin, which means generally that means that you have skin that's oily in some areas and then dry in other areas. For me, that is often my T-zone that gets really oily and shiny, especially during the day. I can always notice that there's going to be more oil production there. So my routine also addresses that as well.
So we actually have similar concerns.
Yeah.
So I also have issues with hyperpigmentation. So have to be very careful with any acne that comes up to not pop it because that will lead to hyperpigmentation. Also, I'm very prone to sunspots. So sun protection is very important. And I like to use products with ingredients that help to brighten skin complexion to address those issues. I also get similar acne breakout. So the T-zone area, oilier skin, so more breakouts. And also my chin area, I have hormonal acne. So I do use products that help to address the oil production and to help with minimizing breakouts. Yeah. Okay. So I guess we'll go into our skincare routine.
Yeah, so what do you do let's start in the morning. Usually skincare is morning and night. So we'll start with the morning routine and then go into the nighttime. So what do you do in the morning?
So in the morning, I start with a gentle cleanser. Now, not everyone has to use a cleanser in the morning. Like if you have dry skin, for me, I have combination skin. So I like to use a hydrating cleanser that's not too drying to my face. And then I start with other products. So first, sometimes I use a toner. So rice protein toner I like to use for hydration purposes. I don't use it all the time, but it's something that I would incorporate into my routine depending on how my skin feels. And then I use serum. So you're going from thinnest to thickest in order. So serums, I use brightening serum. This particular one that I'm using right now has tranexamic acid and niacinamide, so it helps with brightening dark spots. And then I use a vitamin C serum. And this one I'm using right now has a more stable form of vitamin C, so I like to use that to minimize irritation on my skin. And then I follow with moisturizer. Sometimes I use just moisturizer that has SPF, like a one product so that I'm not layering too many products. Or I use a separate one if my skin feels kind of dry that day.
I love it.
How about yours?
Okay, so my morning routine, I should start by saying I'm not a morning person. So I like to keep it simple and fast because I know I'm often a zombie before I have coffee. So I also start with the cleanser. Most of the time it's going to be a gentle, hydrating cleanser. Sometimes, especially when I'm feeling really oily, I will do a cleanser that has some sort of an active in it, so such as like a glycolic acid cleanser or AHA, BHA combination. But most days it's just a gentle, hydrating cleanser. I then will go straight into a vitamin C, and I love vitamin C, topical vitamin C, because it not only helps brighten your overall complexion and helps with evening out skin tone, which again, as hyperpigmentation girls, that is always great to have. But it also gives you extra protection from the sun too. So it pairs really nicely with sunscreen. So that's topical vitamin C. And then I would use a moisturizer. I used to think because I had an oilier skin that you didn't need a moisturizer, before I was a dermatologist. But I've since learned that everyone needs a moisturizer. And so I usually just go for more lightweight moisturizers so that it doesn't make my face feel heavy during the day. And then I finish off with a sunscreen. I particularly go for a tinted sunscreen because we know that that tint gives extra protection from hyperpigmentation. And so most often I'm doing a tinted sunscreen with SPF 50, I should say, no, just SPF 50. Most times, so the minimum is SPF 30, but most of the time I'm doing a SPF 50.
Yes. I like that.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so that was our morning skincare routine. Now we'll go into the evening skincare routine.
Yep.
So nighttime, so after I come back I will say that I do start my skincare right away. So if I'm home, I'm not leaving anymore, I'm not going anywhere, then I am removing everything off of my face because I just don't like anything on my face.
And have you always done that, or is that more recent?
That's definitely more recent.
Okay,
I mean, you don't always do that when you don't know about skincare, right? There were times in the past, I would say maybe once or twice that I forget to do it right away, but I'm very good with doing that. As a dermatologist.
Yeah.
I do not disappoint you, okay? So I start with double cleansing. Okay. Always loved double cleansing. I think, in Korea, it was always a thing. They always had like cleansing oils, cleansing balms, and they were so good at removing makeup. And I think the first one I used in America was this cleansing balm that was in Sephora. Oh. And I was like, wow, like I can buy it here. So I like to use cleansing balms or cleansing oils to remove makeup or tinted SPF or any like thick SPF in general. And then second step of the double cleansing would be with a gentle cleanser. So hydrating cleanser is what I use so that my skin doesn't feel too dry after washing. After cleansing, I follow with serums. So again, same thing. For pigmentation issues, I will use the same brightening serum that I use in the morning, and I'll kind of repeat that process. And then I'll follow with a peptide serum if we're trying to address wrinkles, to stimulate collagen production. And it's very gentle on the skin, so I usually like to incorporate that. And then I follow with a retinoid. So, derms love retinoids.
They sure do.
It has so many functions. Good for the acne, so when we're trying to address the hormonal acne component, and also good for prevention of fine lines to stimulate collagen production. Now, for me, I use a prescription retinoid, and it is pretty strong, but the formula is very, how do I put this? Advanced or it's just elegant formulation.
Not as drying.
Exactly. And it's easy to use a pea size on the whole face. I do use it twice a week. If I try to increase it, it's a little bit too, my skin doesn't like it too often. So I just use it twice a week. And I do use it consistently to see the good result. And then I follow with a moisturizer. Moisturizer is the last step. Now, I tend to use like a gel type of moisturizer normally. When I use retinoids, I will use a thicker moisturizer to help with fighting off like the dryness that can come from retinoid usage.
Okay. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, again, we do have some overlap. So in my opinion, the morning is like for protecting your skin, and the evening is for like treating your skin, right? And recovering from the day. So the first thing I do is if I'm wearing makeup, I will double cleanse. I'll do an oil-based cleanser first, and then just a regular hydrating, like water-based cleanser. And then I usually go straight into my retinoid. I also use a prescription strength retinoid. I'm comfortable saying the name of it, but or maybe the active ingredient is tazarotene. Retinoids are specific to what your skin needs and what your skin can tolerate.
Exactly.
So there's no best retinoid overall, but I use a really strong retinoid, and it took me a while to work my way up there, but I am up there now. And then after the retinoid, I will apply moisturizer, and this is where I'm okay with using that thicker moisturizer in contrast to the morning, because the nighttime is you want to recover right from the day, and so your skin can handle that thicker moisturizer. I will add that more recently I have been doing eye cream. I used to not really be a believer in eye cream.
I get that. I get that. Yeah.
But there are some good ones out there, and I've come across some that have actually like clinical data behind them, clinical studies, and so it's just kind of nice to get that little extra hydration underneath the eye, especially when you've had a couple of extra sleepless nights or been working hard. So I would say all the time I cleanse, I retinoid, I moisturize, and then most of the time, some of the time, I will throw in the eye cream as well.
Okay. Is there a specific type of eye cream that people should look for?
So it depends on what your concern is. For me, I will either do one that has like some retinoids in it, or retinol, I should say, in it, or one that has like brightening ingredients, so like vitamin C. Eye cream can be helpful as well. Sometimes people will do caffeine. The one I'm using right now has peptides as well, so it's
I like that.
Yeah, it's nice to use like evidence-based ingredients underneath the eye.
And it's great for those with like sensitive skin, because peptides are not that irritating.
Exactly. Exactly. And probably
Retinol can be a little bit challenging.
Exactly. But the peptides are pretty easy to tolerate even when you have sensitive skin.
Yeah. I don't really use like an eye cream all the time. You know, I do have some eye creams that I use in the morning.
Okay.
If my eye feels like puffy, or if I ate some, you know, sodium the night
sodium
before.
will do it too.
You know, puffy face. So I like eye creams that have like that metal tip applicator, and you can put it in the fridge, make it cold.
Yeah.
And then if it has caffeine in it, that's like a plus. And then if you put it under the eye,
makes
works
your
like
eye
a charm.
more awake.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the little eye gel mask things if I'm going to be like filming something. I didn't do it today, y'all. Sorry. But like if I'm filming, you know, like a media related project, and I know they're going to be high def in your face, and I think those are really helpful.
I think it helps with setting the makeup too, because it
does.
hydrates your skin so much.
Yeah. It's just not something I have time to do every day, but like for special events, I like it.
So that was our skincare routine.
That's it.
And you know, sometimes our routine changes based on our needs, and as I guess dermatologists, we're testing a lot of products all the time. So I will say that sometimes the products that I use in my routine also changes, you know, so that I can give you guys some feedback on those products.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that sometimes we get really fixated on brands too. We're lucky enough that we get a lot of different products, so we try different brands, and so even the brands can change sometimes.
Right.
But I think your core categories generally stay consistent. So you should always cleanse your face, regardless of what cleanser you're using. You know, always want to moisturize, always want to use sunscreen, etc. And then the other parts of it might fluctuate depending on how your skin is acting at the time, where you're having heavy breakouts. Maybe you want to use acne type products.
Right.
But yeah, the most important thing with all skincare, I'd say, is to be consistent in order to actually see results.
Exactly. And it should be tailored to your needs. So it's not like you have to follow exactly what I'm doing, but the basic steps are pretty much the same. Yeah.